Well, day 2 of concrete work. I'm excited, man. If you saw my video from yesterday when I rolled up out of the truck, I was disappointed in a way of they only got the footers done in the basement section, and that was it, and not the garage. And I was like, oh man, are we gonna fall behind schedule? But I tell you what, these guys were here early this morning and they just crushed it. So they got the entire footers dug out for the garage and got them all poured, and already got the forms on the whole basement set and ready to go. And their plan is when they're back on Thursday, 2 days from now, they will get the rest of the forms up, pour that day, and then we are rocking and rolling. So look at that. I watched it through it the other day, but it's kind of fun to see, right? So remember garage wall. Remember how I notched it back in because of the way the setback is from the road over there. And so you've got the first garage door bumps out, and then you have the rest of the garage doors down there. And it is looking good. The only thing I'm always like freaked out by, honestly, is the wall that's going to go on there, right? The form is what, 8 or 10 inches thick. I can't remember what they're doing, what spec. But the rest of that all will need to be filled in. And they don't like putting the dirt back in because it's topsoil and it doesn't pack well, which means it's going to cost a fortune in stone to fill that in, because they go so wide to give themselves a nice ledge to work on, which makes perfect sense, right? I mean, if you're in a hole, you want to have space to work, but the amount of stone that's going to go in here to fill this in is going to be brutal. Oh my gosh. So you see where they came down here, and then they stepped down, and then here they stepped down even more, because this is, I'm telling you, we dug this. We live in Northeast Pennsylvania, rocky like no tomorrow, and all of a sudden I'm on a piece of land that up at the top of the grass up there, I've got outcropping sticking through of stone, and down here, nothing but topsoil. And so they decided to go deeper here than normal, because you remember the top of the garage is all the way up there, right, coming out. So, but they thought it was just safer with for frost. And here we go. This is around the back here. Hang on, I'm going to jump. Oh boy. And there you go. So you see they got a form set up going all the way across the back of the house. That'll be the basement wall, obviously. This is the basement. And here is where we saw those footers poured yesterday, and you see the forms all up. The back wall here, the reason why this isn't as high as that one is because we're going to do framing. We're going to frame the back and the side wall and then step it up to over here. So easier to insulate, a little cheaper in cost as well over concrete all the way up, and just easier to work with, honestly. If we're doing siding all the way down or just the other different things, it's just easier to deal with. And so this whole back wall will be framed going all the way across instead of poured like that back wall there. So anyways, great update. Excited to get out of my truck tonight and take a look at this. So I'll give you an update as soon as they finish the step. All right. Well, another day, and it is Thursday, and as you know, the masons had a gap, and so this is a continuation of the update of how the foundation is going and the pour that they're doing there. So we're rolling up on our road right now. I was there this morning. They loaded in, man, big crew. These guys are the best. Northeast Pennsylvania. Actually, they go all over the place. They go Maryland, Pennsylvania, Jersey, New York. They all do jobs in Florida. They kind of go wherever the work is. But they're based out of Eastern Pennsylvania. Is where they do most of their work. And SK Construction's their name. The guys are fantastic. They build huge chicken houses, barns, concrete like no tomorrow. And this morning they rolled in nice and early, 6 o'clock a.m. It's still dark here in October in Pennsylvania, and started setting forms and everything. I met with the lead guy just to go over some final touches on the walls, where we're going to need some piping run through and stuff. And but I haven't been here since this morning when I left. So we're rolling up now, and let's see what we've got. Well, all the forms are up, and what you're looking at right now is we're at the front of the house, just to capture, and that's the garage footprint, high wall footers for the garages, and they've got all the concrete poured and bolts in. Man door there, that's why there's a gap. Butts up right against the house, and that wall right there is the back wall of the basement. So 8-foot or full-size wall, and then footers out back for the basement down there. So it looks like they got everything poured, which is awesome. That's exactly what they were hoping to do, get this all poured and then let it cure up. It's cold, so it's going to take a little bit. They're planning on coming back and removing the forms on Monday. Once they remove the forms on Monday, we can see what everything looks like and get our first glimpse. There's another garage door there, and then garage door, and another garage door down there. That one, let's see, yep, yeah. And then solid wall around, man door on the end again. And you can see the grade drop off of my yard when you're standing here. I mean, look at it up there compared to down here. So I'm gonna have to grade this whole thing out here, which we kind of knew, right? There's paving over there coming in, and that paving will have to get graded out. So this is a big level area to get in and out of the garage. But I gotta tell you guys, I've been planning this for so long on the paper plans I showed you on the other video, and now that forms are here, I mean, there's the house, there's the footprint of the garage with the house behind. I don't know what I did, man. This thing is a lot bigger than I thought, now that you actually get to see it. So, but hey, I don't know, it sure is fun. So there's an update of the pour. Everything is poured. I'm thrilled. Not everything, I should say, right? The floors aren't done, but as far as footers and walls are done. And so as soon as they take these forms off on Monday, I'll do another recap here, just so you can see everything with the forms off. So, all right, exciting. Another step forward. It's Tuesday morning, and the forms are off. So finally we get to see our full foundation and footers and start to see something come together. Looking pretty slick. All bolted up. Bolts are in there ready to go. And this is the French doors out the back for the walk out of the basement. And something they did interesting. Let me see if I can get over here and show you. So the plan in the future would be to finish this basement off, and they know that. And so what they did on this front wall here, they made a little shelf there, and inside the wall is a pressure treated 2x. And that would be so that when they pour the floor, and then when my framed wall sits on top, when I run my sheetrock down and hang trim, there's actually something to attach to down below, instead of having to, attach trim with masonry nails type of thing. So pretty slick maneuver. They didn't do it on this side wall here, or on the back wall, because those walls will be framed out, or that wall over there for that matter. They'll have to frame out inside, or at least firm out with 2x sideways or something like that. So, but looking good. So we got our 4-inch hole there. Actually, I think it's bigger. I think it's 6 inches, so we can run a 4-inch pipe out. That's going to our septic. And then over here, we've got a hole here. This is on the other side of the big wall. That's my French drain pipe. Will come out of there and continue on down the side. This is the finished space. And this big wall here, let's see if I can get up here. Man, this is great. I'm telling you, you look at it at paper for so long, and then finally you get to see it starting to come together. And what a difference. And there is the front garage section. So, man door, 14-footer. I showed you this when it was in the forms, but it looks different when it's out. Then a 9-foot door, and then a 9-foot door, and a man door on the side. And that is our full garage section. That dirt is definitely too high, so gonna have to get a bridge somehow to get in here, probably fill stone in here front and back so we can get over the hump with the skid steer, because we got to get all that dirt out of there and get it graded. And we're gonna have to bring in lots of material to level that up, because we can't use this topsoil. You know, it just doesn't pack right, you know. So but there you go, ready to rock and roll. Next step is to move on to waterproofing and getting French drains and stuff in. So here we go.